Hello, welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live again for Aston Villa against Everton. We've just watched Wolves 0, Newcastle 0, a thoroughly dour and... Is that back-to-back 0-0s? Back-to-back 0-0s on this channel. What's going on in 2026? Had loads of 0-0s at the start of January. We're getting 0-0s again. Not having 0-0s on here. We had 12 in 2025. The full 512 games we did in 2025 got 12 0-0s. I bet we've had 12 this year. It's crazy. So yeah, hopefully we're not having another 0-0 today. And although I do think Everton are going to put up a real fight against Aston Villa here, I think they're going to try and make it a dull and dour, dreary draw. They're going to try and limit Aston Villa, and if they get a draw here at Everton, I think they'll be delighted with it, won't they? Let's be honest. Everton still missing Idrissa Gana Gueye, still missing Iliman Ndiaye, both of whom play in the AFCON final tonight. I'll be live for that as well, don't forget. But yeah, Everton missing a few key players, and it's going to be a really intriguing game, this one, because Aston Villa can go within 4 points of Arsenal they can go within? It's telling you, there's still time, isn't there? There's still time for Arsenal to throw it away. But yeah, they can go within 4 points of Arsenal today if they win. Everton, if they were to get a win at Villa Park today, it would take them up above Fulham, 2 positions in the table. It'd take them up to 10th, 2 points. 1 point behind Sunderland, 1 point behind Newcastle, 1 point behind Brentford, and they would be 4 points off the top 4, Everton. So again, Everton managed to get a win, then all of a sudden the top 4 becomes potentially viable for them. 4 points off the top 4. And I'm sure Everton fans will be looking at it positively. Even if I don't think Everton fans necessarily believe they can get Europe, they would have to believe that it's a possibility if they were to get a win here. It'd be a massive, massive win. Shell, good to see you. Sarah, how's it going? Joe, Jesus Christ is right, mate. DJ Dan Mercury says Villa are going to lose. 3 stars. Zinchenko going back to Arsenal, then to Ajax. Oh, is he really? 3 star, I've gone over 1.5. Everton keeper to make 4+ saves. Each team 3+ corners and a card each. Morgan Rogers and John McGinn, 1 shot on target each, 7-1. That's not a bad shout. I'll show you mine in a minute, yeah. I'll show you my bet in a minute, mate. Joe says, it is what it is, I guess, Key. I think it's just fatigue, really. Nothing to lose sleep over. Didn't have a shot on target away at the bottom club, though, mate. Not even a shot on target. That is special. 3 stars says, what time is AFCON tonight, Key? Yeah, it's a 7 o'clock kickoff, mate. 7 o'clock kickoff, but I'll be live pretty much straight after this one again. As soon as this one finishes, we'll go straight on to the AFCON at maybe 6:30, 6:45, whatever time it starts. But I don't think that this one finishes 5:15, 5:30. So this one will be finished about 6:20, 6:25. So we won't have much time. I'll maybe have 10 minutes again in between to kind of change things over and then straight back live again. But yeah, Aston Villa v Everton. Get your predictions in the chat. What was I going to say? Yeah, so... Buzzer says, put me non-biased hat on. We're getting battered and Villa are 4 points off Arsenal, I feel. I think so too, mate. Yeah, I think so too. Joel says, did you watch the game? We did have a shot on target. Bruno G volley. Did you? You didn't have a shot on target up to about the 85th minute. So if you did, it was right at the very end. Oh, 2 shots on target. You must have had one right at the very end. Yeah, it was nil. It was nil shots on target for... Oh, do you know what? Yeah, it's the Joe Linton header at the end, isn't it? That's the only one. Up to the 85th minute. The only chance. Even after the Kieran Trippier free kick, I had a look, and there was 0 shots on target for Newcastle. DJ Dan Mercury says, just tried watching you on VR, Key. It's not a good look for you, mate. I don't think there's an awful lot you can do for me, mate, whether it's VR or not. Shell says 1-2 Everton, 2-1 Villa. Well, let's see. 8 minutes to kick off. Let's go through the lineups. For this one. It is We'll do Everton. For Everton, it is Jordan Pickford in goal, as you'd expect. It's a back four of Mykolenko, Jake O'Brien and Tarkowski at centre-back, and then Nathan Patterson at right-back. In midfield, it's James Garner and Merlin Roll with Harrison Armstrong. It is not a particularly experienced Premier League midfield. James Garner is going to have a lot of work to do today. A lot of work. So yeah, Garner, Roll and Armstrong. Sometimes midfields are where games are won and lost, aren't they? And if that is indeed the case, then Everton are in big trouble. Jack Grealish on the left. Jack Grealish going back to his old club. He will have a point to prove, I'm sure. Dwight McNeil, Everton fans are starting to get very frustrated with. I was watching Ped and Baz at Toffee TV, and there's a lot of, not animosity, but I guess an acceptance that Dwight McNeil is just not good enough for Everton Football Club at all. That seems to be the vibe that they're saying. And then up front is Everton's new signing, their star centre-forward, Tierno Barry. 3 goals in 21 appearances for Everton this season. Shell says, I don't understand why Diblin's not playing. I'm baffled why no Diblin. I thought he would maybe get he would get an opportunity on that left-hand side. Instead, he's gone for Dwight McNeil. Everton's subs bench is Asnu, Beto, Dibbling, Coleman, and then after that, they've got 2 goalkeepers, Welch and Campbell. It's not a particularly inspiring bench, is it, for Everton? Prince Rupert, if we get a point out of this, I'll be happy. And, well, Dibbling hasn't been great, but he needs experience. Sam Jan says, come on, Everton, please. Dibbling and Asnu need to start. I would agree. Honestly, I thought Asnu was fantastic in the Sunderland game when he came off the bench. Basically got Everton back in it, didn't he? So I think you'd have been better off having McNeil, maybe Grealish in the middle. I'd have probably played Harrison Armstrong a bit deeper where Merlin Roll is. Put Harrison Armstrong, Garner and Grealish as the 3, and then have Dibbling off the right and Asnu off the left. Maybe play Asnu a bit further forward. Joe Story says Chelsea are paying way too much for Jacquet. How much are they paying for him? Jeremy Jacquet. They've agreed personal terms. I don't know what the fee is. I don't think they've agreed. Have they agreed a fee? Have they agreed a fee? 65 million euros. 65 million quid. Right. Just before we get to kick-off, because we are 5 minutes away from kick-off, I will just show you my bet for this game. That is my bet for this one. So if you want to go and check it out, it's this bet that I have placed. I have done so with the help of our partners, Midnight. Midnight are continuing to sponsor Premier League Dad for the rest of January and maybe beyond, who knows. But they have, thankfully, given us a wonderful offer for all Premier League Dad watchers. If you subscribe, but if you bet £10, they will give you 30 quid in free bets to place them on whatever you want. So go and check them out. They're a great bunch of guys, Midnight. They are sponsoring Premier League Dad for the rest of January and maybe beyond. And yeah, if you want to, if you like a gamble, if you like a flutter on the football, if you're 18 plus and new customers only in terms and conditions and all that stuff, if that's your thing, then go and check it out. If it's not, no problem, stay away from it. Absolutely not your thing. But it is there. If you do want to go and take advantage of it, then the offer is there. I've gone and done it. I have gone and done it. And over this side, I always get that confused. Over this side is my bet for this particular game. I have gone Aston Villa to win over 1.5 goals, so 2 goals in the game. I've gone for Everton to have a shot on target in each half. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second. Villa to get at least 1 card. Everton to get at least 2. Jordan Pickford to make 3+ saves. And Martinez to make 2+ saves. So I have gone for that. And it gets me 25 quid for my free bet. So hopefully that comes out. We'll be keeping track of that throughout the game to see if I get a little winner. Maybe we'll get a little winner on this one. But yeah, go and check it out if you want to go and put your bet on. You've still got time. There's a few minutes before kickoff. You can go and put your bet on this game. Go and set your Midnight account up. 30 quid in free bets for just a tenner. Sarah says, I hope they do, Peter. Wouldn't it be bonkers if Villa go on to win the league? Yeah, I think we're all rooting for that, really, aren't we? We're all rooting for Villa. Prince Rupert, are you rooting for Everton today then, Key, seeing as Villa are ahead of you? No, mate, not at all. Everton... There's very few games where I ever would root for Everton. I used to root for Everton against City, because they were chasing us down in the title, or we was chasing them down, or whatever. So Everton against City, I'd probably root for Everton. Everton against Arsenal, again, I'd root for Everton if we're competing with Arsenal. But generally speaking, I'd want Everton to win that one. Everton United is always a funny fixture for me, because I don't really care who wins. I love it if it's a draw, that's probably the best result. And both teams get loads of suspensions and maybe a couple of injuries or whatever, I don't know. A couple of knocks and they're out for a couple of weeks or whatever. That would be the ideal. Shell says, Key Thomas, Villa to win, I'm shocked. Andy Vale says, that Everton bench, I know, the Everton bench not looking particularly good, is it? Let's be honest. It's not looking particularly good. The Everton midfield is what's worrying me, if I'm honest. Harrison Armstrong, Merlin Roll, and James Garner. Now, James Garner is having a terrific season for Everton. I think he's been probably one of the stars in the Premier League, full stop. He's been brilliant. But Merlin Roll, when I watched him for Everton against Sunderland the other day, it was a bit like Alexis McAllister in many ways. It was like he was running through treacle. He couldn't pass 5 yards. Kept giving the ball away. And if you do that in a Premier League game against Villa, you will get punished. You will get punished. So I think Merlin Roll is going to be one to watch today for Everton. I think he could be one that a mistake is in. There's a mistake in there for him. Jack Grealish will definitely want to make a mark against his former team. Andy Vale, how's it going, Andy? How are you, mate, today? I am very good, mate. How are you, more importantly? And DJ Dan Mercury says, Key, I'm not surprised you've gone for Villa. We know you don't like us. It's not that I don't... No, I don't like you. I don't like Everton. I don't like Everton. But it's purely rivalry. Same way you don't like us. It's just banter. It was just banter. Yeah, my granddad supported Everton. I can't hate him. I can't hate you too much. Shell, Asnu played well against Sunderland. He did, yeah. Changed the game in Everton's favour. But we're very near to kick off for this one. Very near to kick off, and we are off. Ball's back with Jordan Pickford. Hey, off the post! Oh my God. Jesus, tonight. And Merlin Roll, what have I been saying? Merlin Roll, he can't do anything. He can't do anything. He's one to watch for the mistake today, Merlin Roll. Well, 15 seconds in, and Merlin Roll very, very nearly puts Everton in front. That would have been one of the fastest goals of the Premier League history. Jesus Christ. Bottom corner. Martinez nowhere near it. Off the post. What a fast start that would have been. Come on, Villa. Wake up. This is already more exciting than the Newcastle Wolves game. And we're only 30 seconds in. We've already seen more excitement. Jordan Pickford smashes it out of play. Poor that from Pickford. Here's Martin. Everton win it back. Here's Tierno Barry. It's a fast start from the Ev. Over to Grealish. He's got Mikalenko with him on the overlap. He does find him. Mikalenko stands it up. Good claim from Martinez. Should have scored, says Andy Vale. Can't really argue with that, Andy. Yeah, probably should have done, actually. I mean, it was just a kind of long ball out of nothing, was it? Peter Singley says, I'm still not impressed by Arsenal this season. Hope they bottle it. Yeah, don't we all, mate? You and me both. We're all rooting for Arsenal to bottle it. Be fabulous if they did. DJ says, looks like you'll be the biggest loser, Key, and watching Macclesfield would be more entertaining than Wolves. Really? Macclesfield at least beat the FA Cup winners. Macclesfield did something Everton couldn't do. They're through to the FA Cup 4th round. Here's Villa down the left-hand side. Here's Martin. Good block from Patterson. Out for a throw-in, is it? No, can't quite get it cleared, Everton. All the way back. Do you know what? We didn't even do the Villa lineup, did we? We did the Everton lineup. We didn't even go through the Villa lineup. I mean, you can see the Villa lineup over this side in a minute. It is on a carousel rotation here. Let me put the YouTube chat up. It is there if you want to see it. There it is. But the Villa lineup is Martinez in goal, Cash, Konza, Torres, Martin, Boharder, Tielemans and Rodgers in midfield with McGinn off the right, Buendia off the left and Ollie Watkins through the middle. Again, Alisson, Barkley, Kamara and Onana missing for this one. Lindelof on the bench, Mings on the bench, Gesand, Garcia, Digne. Yeah, there's not too many options for Everton or Villa really on the bench if you think about it. Dan Mercury, yeah, but at least we went out to a top flight team, unlike Palace Key. Well, that's true. That's true. Oh, Patterson's messed it up. Villa are in. Chance for Villa. What are you doing? No, why didn't you pass it earlier? Oh, no. Morgan Rodgers. Buendia's had an absolute shocker there. Villa should be 1-0 in front. This could quite easily be 1-1 and we're only 4 minutes in. What a fast start we've had in this one. Patterson gets it all wrong and Buendia's in down the left-hand side. He cuts in, lays it back to Morgan Rodgers on or around the penalty spot and left-footed. He's leaning back, just knocks it over the bar. Poor that really from Villa. But I've got to say, I think Morgan Rodgers is looking at Buendia and saying, you could have passed that to me 5 seconds earlier. Gerard Monaghan, Everton never beat Villa. And services top flight, but in the last 6 days won the same amount of trophies. Twisted Fate, big up Peter. Should we give the Sharks their dentures back? The Sharks their dentures back. Life of Justin already better than the previous game after 4 minutes. Very true. Yeah. Peter Singley, any other team apart from Arsenal is highly appreciated. Make Slytherin great again. I love that username. Who do I support? I'm a Liverpool fan. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. So, season can't get much worse, I guess. But yeah, I just watch games of football on this channel. That's what we do. We watch games of football every single day. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 or 4. Today we're watching 3. Yesterday we watched 3. Who do you support? Make Slytherin great again, more importantly. Got plenty of Everton fans in the chat. Plenty of Villa fans mingling around as well, to be fair. Right, Villa free kick, 6.5 minutes in, very central, opportunity for Villa maybe to float it long into the box. It's one of them sort of free kicks, it's a bit too straight, so probably a good opportunity this for Jordan Pickford to come out and punch it and clear it away. Mark Slytherin, or Make Slytherin great again, sorry, Make Slytherin great again, Liverpool fan. Good lad, glad to hear it, mate, glad to have another red in the chat. Prince Rupert says, wow, they're booing Grealish. Didn't know they disliked him. Oh, Villa are in. Should be. What are you doing? Again, stupid. What are Villa doing here? Villa should be 2 in front. Morgan Rodgers again. Jake, how's it going? Reggie says, when was the Turkish supercomputer last in AK? Not seen him in a while. He came in before. Yeah, he came in before. Stephen Frost, when do you sleep? Yeah, I do. To be fair, last night, the Nottingham Forest Arsenal game finished at what time? 5:30, 6:15, 6:30, 7:15. I was done. I was done and home and putting my little girl to bed and whatever for 7:30. So it's all good. Had a decent end to the night last night in terms of wasn't getting in late or anything like that. Sukhvinder Singh, good to see you, Sukhvinder. How's it going? Good to see you, mate. You'll never walk alone. Love that. Makes Slytherin great again, says booing Grealish makes no sense. He was key to them getting promoted. That's very true, yeah. I should be honest. Oh, that was a naughty tackle. Armstrong went in quite high there. He's going to have a word with him. Matty Cash just getting... Where did he actually get... Was there any connection on that? No, it was one of them. He pulled out just last minute. Shell, I thought Villa would be happy with all the money he got them. 100 million quid, yeah, it wasn't bad, was it? Villa ripped City off. Sarah says, can we please smash the likes? Yeah, if you're new around here, if you've not watched Premier League Dad before, my name's Key. We watch games of football every single day on this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Arteta out says, my prediction is 2-0 Villa. McGinn scores in the 43rd minute. Watkins scores in the 81st to kill the game. That is very, very specific. Jake, thoughts on the match yesterday? Thought we played awful. Liverpool? You thought Liverpool played awful? I don't think we played awful. We had 2 off the line and missed a penalty. Like that's about as good as you're going to get at home against Burnley. Should have put 4 past them, mate. Manager can't legislate for not finishing chances, can he? Reggie Key doesn't sleep because sleep is for the weak. I'll sleep when I'm dead, mate. Alfie says, let's see if this game is more entertaining than Arsenal bottling more points again. It's got to be more entertaining than the Wolves-Newcastle game we've just watched. And the Forest-Arsenal game last night was pretty poor, to be honest. Prince Rupert says, fair enough. I thought Grealish left on good terms, but I guess not. Peter Singley, Champions League back on this week. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, back in the Champions League this week. I'm going to be doing Liverpool against Marseille. What games have we got coming up this week, actually? Let's have a look. Let me check the schedule. What games have we got? I have wrote them down. So, we have got, in this coming week, Brighton-Bournemouth on Monday. Tuesday, we're doing Inter Milan against Arsenal. Let's see if Arsenal can get the same sort of results Liverpool did against Inter in the San Siro. Liverpool won in the San Siro with a clean sheet as well. Let's see if Arsenal can do that. Then we've got Marseille v Liverpool on Wednesday night. Thursday, I'm doing Fenerbahce against Aston Villa, followed by Braga against Nottingham Forest. And then Friday night, we're doing Derby against West Brom. Another West Brom game. Feels like all the championship games we do at the minute are West Brom. Andy Vale says, did you know Everton have not beaten Villa in 10 years? Home or away, really? Sukhvinder Singh said it'll be good if Villa win, put some pressure on Arsenal. Yeah, absolutely agree with that, Sukhvinder. Tony says Inter to beat Arsenal. Me too. Twisted Fate says Key. Just me that thinks it's crazy Newcastle didn't register a shot on target until the 85th minute against Wolves. I thought that as well. They got 2 in the end, but it did take them a while to break Wolves down, didn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, 11 minutes in here, we're already seeing chances aplenty. And yet still, I don't think we've had a shot on target in this one, have we? Have we had a shot on target yet? Just one for Villa. One shot on target. I need an Everton shot on target in the first half. I've got Everton shot on target. I need cards as well. Remember that. Just here, what was the ones I've got? Let me put me thingy up again. That's my bet. That's my bet for this game. There. Yeah. That's my bet for this game. Aston Villa to win. 2 goals or more in the game. Everton shot on target in each half. Cards for each team. Jordan Pickford 3+ saves. Martinez 2+ saves. So Pickford's already made 1. We're getting there. We'll see. DJ Dan Mercury, what everyone needs to understand is not even us fans know what Everton team will turn up. That's true enough. I mean, to be honest, I feel sympathy for Moyes. Because I think, again, a little bit like Arne Slot in many ways. I think he's been given players rather than the players that he wants. I don't think are necessarily the players that he's got. Or vice versa. The players that he's got are not necessarily players he would have wanted. I don't think in an ideal world, David Moyes signs Tyler Diblin for 40-odd million quid. That, to me, stinks of an Everton sort of board director of football type signing, doesn't it? Alfie says Arsenal play so much better in the Champions League, but we do play so defensive in the Premier League. Reggie, glad Forest are away in Portugal fucks me off when they play at home because it's right next to my office. The traffic is horrendous. Oh, I didn't know you were in Nottingham, mate. Arteta out says, what do you think about Anfield agenda? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean about what do I think about him? I haven't really got an opinion on him. Yeah, he's got a great platform that he's worked hard to make. I don't really know an awful. I don't watch any Anfield agenda, and I'm sure he doesn't watch any of Premier League Dad. But yeah, good luck to him. Whatever he does, mate. Twisted Fate says that's a pretty logical bet for this game, Key. I like it. Well, it's 25 quid. It's a free bet. John McGinn's down. Oh, no. That's a blow if he has to go off. Might be John McGinn coming off here and Evan Gesand is getting warmed up. Make Slytherin great again, says Villa have 11 straight home wins in all comps. Have they? At home? Let's have a look. Ajax verbally agree on deal to sign Alexander Zinchenko from Arsenal. Yeah, they've needed some experience there, haven't they, since Jordan Henderson left. Twisted Fate, Craig is an alright guy, to be honest, other than looking like Slot. The only thing I disagree with it, well, I say probably the only thing that I've seen of him is that he is like fervently Arne Slot out, and I will say that is very, very helpful for a person who's trying to grow a platform. For me, I don't think that's... I don't see how anyone blames Arne Slot for what happened yesterday. It baffles me. It baffles. I'd actually quite like to have a conversation with him and understand exactly where that comes from, because I think logically, anyone who's Arne Slot out, it falls apart very, very quickly. Falls apart incredibly quickly. There's a couple of questions you can ask him, and if they get it, if they answer the way that most Liverpool fans are going to answer, the whole Arne Slot out thing just doesn't seem to work. I don't know a single Liverpool fan who wants Arne Slot sacked right now. Not a single one. Prince Rupert says, Moyes actually said the other day he has a veto on transfers, so he did agree to Dibbling, surprisingly enough. Hang on, a veto is not necessarily the same, though, as saying, I want that player. I think the club have probably pushed for Dibbling, and Moyes has said, all right, fair enough, go on. I think the likes of Grealish and, Dewsbury Hall, they are signings that I think Moyes can get on board with. I don't think that David Moyes would have wanted Asnu. I don't think he'd have wanted Tierno Barry, if I'm dead honest. I think an En-Nesyri is more of a David Moyes type signing. A ready now, a type of player who can bring in and have an immediate impact. Suckvinder says, Key, who would you want as next manager if Slot is sacked? I honestly don't even want to think about that, mate. As far as I'm concerned, Arne Slot is Liverpool manager, and I want him to remain Liverpool manager for as long as possible. Twisted Fate, Craig is pretty logical, to be fair, Key. He's probably got better reasons than the sheep. Axel Bradbury, good to see you. Axel Bradburn. Sorry, apologies, Axel. Stephen says Liverpool having a season they were expected to have last season. It's true. Yeah, it's very true. It's crazy. The board have sold him down the river. It's madness to me how anyone would want Arne Slot out. Shell, has McGinn gone off? I think he has, yeah. Guess Andy's about to come on now. So, yeah, McGinn has gone off. Guess Andy's coming on. Villa losing a very key player early on in the game. That's certainly a blow for Villa. Stephen Frost, Liverpool having the season they were expected to have last season. I think the thing with that as well is, if he had it last season and finished 4th, every fan would have been accepting of that. And then if we won a league this year, he'd have been hailed. Absolutely hailed. Instead, he's done it maybe the wrong way around. He's a victim of his own success. Creed Van Crow says, would you ever go and shave bald in tribute to Slot? If Slot goes before the end of the season, I will consider. I will. If he gets sacked before the end of the season, I will shave my head in tribute. I will. You have my word. I don't think he's going anywhere. So if he ends up getting sacked before the end of the season, I'll shave my head. I'll be right there with him. Bald bros. Bald bros. Arteta out says one of the reasons you're having a bad season might be due to Jota's death. Well, certainly a factor. Yeah, we talked about that a few times on the channel over the last few months. It's probably a factor in Liverpool's general apathy and lack of intensity. It could well be that. Grief does that to people, doesn't it? Generally find that apathy is something that happens to people when you've lost someone. Certainly is a shock when it's maybe a death that you wasn't expecting. Apathy does tend to strike. 3 stars says, thankfully, Key, I have Super Sub on my bet today, backing with midnight later. Nice. Love that. Prince Rupert says, also, the fact we're over halfway through January, I haven't signed a right back yet, is shocking. Should have had one lined up January the 1st. And Tony, snooker fan, says, hello, I'm happy my team Norwich won yesterday. 2-1 against Wrexham. Great win now there. Philip Clement doing really well for the Canaries. But I want to give condolences to the fan who went ill in the stadium. Thoughts her with the victim and friends and family. Much love. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a lovely sentiment, Tony. Yeah. Lots of love. Hopefully she's okay. Or they're okay. Comedy Long Pants Gamer says, someone clip Key saying he'll go bald. Oh, fucking hell. Please don't. Sukhvinder says, I'm bald, so big up the bald crew. Yeah, to be fair, if Arne Slot is sacked, I would be amazed if we didn't go and get Xabi Alonso, but I don't think we will. I don't think we'll let him go. I'd be astonished if we let him go. Sarah, 179 in chat. Can we please smash the likes? Thank you very much, Sarah. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're new around here, make sure you've hit the like button before you leave. Reggie, I know you largely blame this season on squad depth, but how much of it is down to the biggest and best players having below standard seasons, Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk? I think there's an element of that. There is an element of that. And you know, their critics would point at it and say, well, that's them back to normal. Last season was the anomaly, but that's them back to normal. Or they will say they've declined, they've faded, they're not the same players anymore. And of course it would be ridiculous to expect Salah and Van Dijk to maintain the same levels that they always have. They will inevitably decline, but it's usually not as sharp as Salah's has been this season. Oh, unlucky. Grealish backstick. Very, very nearly 1-0 Everton. And Villa get it away. But yeah, I think there is an element of that. The biggest fall-off has been Alexis McAllister. It's absolute. I can't tell you how bad. Alexis McAllister has gone from being, for me, one of the top 3 world-class centre-mids in world football. I would have said, if you'd have asked me last season, name your top 3 centre-mids in football, Alexis McAllister was in there. He's like a pub player this season. He has been like a pub player. He's been absolutely shocking. I can't tell you how bad he's been. Gravenberch hasn't been great either, but I don't think I think the bigger issue for him is he's got Alexis McAllister alongside him most games. He's been awful. It's been like he's running through treacle. Like, I genuinely think I could press better than Alexis McAllister could. And look at the kip of me. Stephen Frost, there was a weird start to the season for Liverpool. Won first 5, I think, then lost the next 5. But for that, Liverpool would be top 4. Liverpool will be top. Will still be top 4. Will still be top 4. Eric Mutombo says Aston Villa will win this 100%. And Graham says, I bet that Man United fan would like to shave his head. Welsh Wing says, here's my other daily question for the stream key. Go on, let's get Welsh Wing's next stream question. It is, who have you gone for? In the last 30 years, who were the only 2 managers to get sent off in the FA Cup? Also occurred in the same game. 2 managers to get sent off in the FA Cup. FA Cup final, is that? Doesn't say FA Cup final. So is it FA Cup or FA Cup final? Cov City, did you watch the M69 derby yesterday? Is that Coventry v Leicester? No, I didn't watch that yesterday. I haven't seen the highlights yet, but I'm going to have to catch up on all that. Coventry getting a win. You came from behind, didn't you, as well? Tony Snooker fan, I'd like to say I'm annoyed with Josh Sargent texting Philippe Clement saying he's unavailable to play against Walsall in the FA Cup because of transfer talk. What's your thoughts on it? I'm mad. It's crazy that, isn't it? Why would you do that? Why would you make yourself unavailable for a game on the eve of the game? Prince Rupert, 27th September 2023, we beat Villa. It popped up on the stats just then to whoever said we haven't beat them in 10 years. Oh, just in the FA Cup. So in the FA Cup, 2 managers got sent off in the same game. In 30 years, that's the only time it's happened. Make Slithering great again, says, why didn't they get Heitinga back before he went to Spurs? Again, I don't think necessarily the assistant manager is the be-all and end-all for Liverpool, mate. I think for us, it's personnel. Personnel on the pitch. Welsh Wings is not Jose and Wenger. No, some certain fans might remember this, though, at their clubs. Was it Benitez and Allardyce or something like that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of. No, I don't know. You've lost me. Arteta out predictions for the AFCON final. Mine is Senegal 1, Morocco 2. I think mine would be the opposite of that. I think Senegal are going to win, but I don't necessarily think 2-1. I think it might be a 1-0. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, that one, mate. Morocco have conceded 1 goal the whole tournament. I think they've got 4 consecutive clean sheets on their way to the final. And to be fair, Senegal are the same. Senegal have built their whole path to the tournament, or path to the final of the tournament on a strong, solid defence. So I think defences are going to win the day, and I think it's going to be 1-0 Senegal. Not Benitez and Allardyce, similar era though. I don't know. Ferguson and Wenger, maybe, yeah? Not Fergie and Wenger. Benitez and Allardyce. I don't know. I'm struggling. Cov City says, it's mad to think until yesterday Wrexham were unbeaten at home since September. They'd done very well, didn't they? Yeah. This channel is funny one. Hi Key, you look and sound absolutely obnoxious in the reaction videos, but I must say I'm enjoying the vibes of your watch-alongs. Proves how you cannot trust clips. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. It's certainly not intentional to look or sound obnoxious, but maybe I've just got a God-given gift for it. I don't know. I apologise. That's certainly not my intention. But we enjoy. It's good to have you on, and hopefully you stick around, mate. It really is a lovely, lovely community. Certainly more so the lovely lads and lasses in the chat. I merely talk shit for a couple of hours and answer quiz questions. But it's a good laugh, yeah, it's nice. Creed Van Crow, I've cheated, so I won't say, but that's a good quiz question, Welsh. Welsh Wing always does good quiz questions. It's not Kerbishley, or Kerbishley and Steve Bruce, no close, though. Pardew and... I don't know why I'm thinking Pardew. Is it Pardew? I swear didn't Wenger and Pep have a heavy falling out a while ago? It was caught on camera. I don't think that was during the FA Cup. Lapulga, I only remember Marco Silva being sent off in the FA Cup. Cov City, do you feel Villa are in a battle for the title? No, I don't. I still don't. If I'm really honest, I still don't think Villa finish in the top 4. Which I know isn't it's a big claim, it's a big shout, but yeah, I think Villa's on a tremendous run, and that run will end fairly quickly. And they'll peter out as the season goes on. And actually, Villa might get Champions League footy next year, but they'll get it by virtue of winning the Europa League, not by winning or finishing in the top 4. I don't think that happens. Not Pardew, but again, same era. I'll be here all day. Reggie, I've got a Google answer, but it was the League Cup, not the FA Cup. Oh, God. Comedy Long Pants Gamer, as a Villa fan, a title charge is highly unlikely, and I won't celebrate until we are mathematically champions. Hassan Hersey says they are Roberto De Zerbi and Christian Stellini. No, surely it's before that. Comedy Long Pants Gamer, our form is similar to Nuno's Forest, yet they finished outside the top 5. And Lapulga says, which is the only nation to have won the Euros, despite not qualifying initially? Again, I don't know, maybe Italy. Was it Italy? Here's Tierno Barry into the box. And all the way back to Martinez. We still not had an Everton shot on target in this half yet. No, one shot on target all game. What sort of ridiculous game has this been? Honestly, we started the game so well. Villa had chances, Everton at the post, and then all of a sudden, last 30 minutes, it's been shocking. Denmark, 1992. Ah, so it was. Cov City, Crystal Palace are all over the place at the moment. But Crystal Palace are going to sack Oliver Glasner today, and then allegedly they are about to appoint Bordelas, who is basically the Spanish Sam Allardyce. It's a totally polar opposite type of appointment. It's a different approach. He is very, very direct, and I would imagine that he is brought in with a view to keeping Palace steady. What a ball that is! Guess and good strike. Welsh Wing, he also had a bizarre rant on mispronouncing names. Clue this one. Iconic manager was deemed the poorest of the 90s with a certain club. The poorest of the 90s? The poorest of the 90s? Joking here? Maybe joking here? I don't know. Neil Warnock was one. Tony Peters says, why is he getting sacked? Because he came out yesterday and said that he feels abandoned by the Crystal Palace board. Apparently Steve Parish, the owner of Crystal Palace, is absolutely raging with him, and they are discussing whether or not to sack him before Crystal Palace's next game. Comedy Long Pants Gamer says, also Key, have you heard of the channel Football Iconic? His videos are super insightful and knowledgeable. Good lad, I tell you. I haven't. No, to be honest, I am currently working on something. I could do with your help, to be honest, the people in the chat. I am currently working on something whereby hopefully I'll be collaborating with a few different people. So if there's anyone in particular that you think you'd like to see maybe me on a panel with, maybe me having a chat with, obviously aside from the obvious big household names, maybe I'm nowhere near big enough to be able to command a Mark Goldbridge. As much as I'd like to have a chat with Mark Goldbridge, I don't think I'm ever going to get on a screen with Mark Goldbridge. But that said, maybe. Chance, that's over, is it? Corner, yeah, good save. That's going to count as an Everton shot on target. We'll take that. We'll take that. Ev shot on target there. Don't do AFTV. No, I won't be doing AFTV, but my plan is to do a... because this is kind of... Listen, you guys, if you've been in the chat, if you've been here for a long time before, there's 180, 200 people, whatever, watching. If you've been here before, you know the type of channel we are. I generally interact with the chat throughout the whole live. I have absolutely never on this channel before had, oh, Everton are 1-0 in front. Who scored it? Jake O'Brien. It's going to be ruled out. It's going to be ruled out for offside. There is a check. There is a check. Jake O'Brien header. It could be 1-0 Everton here. I don't know why, though. Oh, I tell you what. I think that might be... I think that might be just onside, you know. I think that might be onside. It's going to be tight, this. It's going to be very, very tight. It is Jake O'Brien who heads it. Jake O'Brien is the one who stood offside. I think he might be off, actually. Yeah, I think he might be offside. Was it Jake O'Brien or was it Harrison Armstrong? It certainly looks offside. But it's who is that player who stood offside there? I'm pretty sure when it comes in. Yeah, offside. Offside. It's offside. It's offside. Goal ruled out. It is still 0-0. Unlucky. Welsh Ring says a massive touchline argument broke out after Newcastle's Fabrizio Colaccini fouled Hull's Daniel Kuzan. Kinnear was furious because he felt Brown was exaggeratedly clapping to get Colaccini off. Oh, was Kinnear right? Oh, I didn't even see. Josh Breeze 93. Every YouTuber knows you talk about Arsenal 24/7. You'll get views. Well, to be fair, I mean, most of my big games, mate, are not on Arsenal. We don't talk about Arsenal. We haven't talked about Arsenal. Have we talked about Arsenal this entire live? We haven't talked about Arsenal at all until you've come in. I don't think anyone's even mentioned Arsenal for this entire live until you don't even think the word Arsenal's left our mouths until you've come in. Villa chance. Oh, very nearly 1-0 Villa. Jake O'Brien with a big block. Liam Manning, how's it going? Good to see you, mate. Oh, Colaccini was so underrated. Great hairdo as well. La Pulga says, which footballer was subbed on for his father in a match against Estonia in 1996? Was that Idiger Johnson and his father? I'm sure I've heard that one before. Come on, Everton, let's go. Here we go. It's a corner to Villa. Hit it. Strike. Good save from Pickford. The shots are coming in now. The shots are raining in. Arteta out says, as an Arsenal fan, no one has talked about us. No, yeah, they've certainly not, have we, in this live? Don't get me wrong, we did in the Forest. In the Forest against Arsenal game last night, we did, because it's Forest against Arsenal. And we did in the City game as well, because obviously City are chasing down Arsenal at the top of the league. But, yeah, didn't really in the Liverpool-Burnley game. Graham, how's the bet going, Key? The bet, here, I'll show you, hang on. The bet is... there you go. So, I've got Villa to win. I need 2 goals in the game. I need Jordan Pickford 3+ saves, and I think he's got 2 now. So, hang on. So, Villa... Villa have 3 shots on target. So, Jordan Pickford's already won. I've already got that one. Everton have had a shot on target in the first half. That is already gone. And Martinez has got 1 save. So I need 1 Everton shot on target in the second half. Right? And I need cards. We've not had any... Oh, we have. We had a Dwight McNeil card. So I need 1 more card for each team. That's not too bad, is it? I need Villa to win. 2 goals in the game, a card for each team, and an Everton shot in the second half for 25 quid. That's all right. I think that might come off there, you know. I think we might be on for a winner there. That is my bet for this game. Everton are in down the left-hand side here. Into the box. Good defending. Near post again. Everton get it away. Shamner says, what is your pick for the AFCON final? I think Senegal to win. I think Senegal maybe 1-0, maybe even on penalties. Something tells me that one is going to be very, very tight, low-scoring game. You watch it be 5-4 now. It's as good as in the bank, says Graham. And Comedy Long Pants Gamer says, if this game ends up in a 0-0 draw, key, switch to the Bundesliga. Lapolga says, did you know West Ham United won more games in the Europa Conference League this season? The season they won the competition than they did in the Prem. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Twisted Fate, are you doing the AFCON final? I am, mate. Yeah, as soon as this game ends, we're going to be doing the AFCON final, Senegal v Morocco. So, yeah, join me for that one. Josh Edwards, how you going, mate? Afternoon, Key. Don't get me started on the Arsenal performance yesterday. What more motivation could you want than to go 9 clear? Spineless, pragmatic, need a huge performance against United. This is what we were saying in the live last night, mate. I don't think you was in the live last night, but we was talking about it, and the thing that came to me was as soon as Arsenal do lose or have a disappointing result, not necessarily a lose, but you know maybe they draw like they did last night, all of the criticism is straight on Arteta. It's always on him, not like you said, pragmatic, rigid, just not really giving the take the leash off the players. It's always that analogy that comes out every single time with Arteta. So I think again it was a little bit of that last night in the Forest game. Comedy Long Pants Gamer, good mention that Koulibaly won't be there. Yeah, no Koulibaly for Senegal. Here's Villa now down the left-hand side. To be honest, Senegal have got quality front to back, really, all over the place. Off the bar! Oh my God! Guessand very, very nearly getting Villa in front. Good header, far post. It lobbed over Pickford, and he nowhere near it, off the crossbar and out. Villa still with a chance. It's going to go behind for a corner. Oh, Guessand is terrible, but he did well enough there. I thought. I didn't think that was. I didn't even think that was a chance. I think he played really well there. Good movement. Look at that. I thought that was a good header. Maybe that was your curse of the commentator there, Ben. As soon as you said that, he hits the bar. Lapulga says Marlon was so much better. Has he officially gone to Roma now then? I know there was talks, but I didn't know if he actually made the move or not. Josh Edwards says, yeah, absolutely. Against Liverpool, we weren't at the races. I can accept that. Yesterday, you're playing 17th in the league. It's not good enough, and Arteta will need to make it right and quick. It's another corner for Villa. Just to say that he almost scores. Twisted Fate, Arsenal fans do this all the time. They complain, but yet don't want profile of like a Fernandes that's a creative machine that tends just either control the tempo or dribble into players. Yeah, I think he trusts Odegaard. He really trusts defensively. If Odegaard is fit, he's his captain, he starts. And that's why the Eze move was baffling to me. Eze isn't going to get any games at Arsenal. If Odegaard's fit, he's on the bench. Eze. Villa flick on, only as far as the edge of the box. Villa recycle, got 3 minutes to the end of the first half, plus added on time. Comedy Long Pants Gamer says, we are not clinical. Why the hell are we playing like Arsenal? Oh, what's that? Who was that? Matson. Absolutely dreadful. Comedy Long Pants Gamer, Odegaard is really weird now because he's defensive and he used to be attacking. Think 22-23. 22-23, he was astonishing. He was a really good player, wasn't he? I thought he was top quality. Bradders, afternoon key. My bet was out when McGinn had to go off. Had him for a shot on target. Just watching for the love of the game now. Good lad. Yeah, love of the game. Stick around, mate. And give us a like if you haven't already. Hit like. Right, Everton corner. Everton corner. 30 seconds or so, 60 seconds or so to half-time plus injury time. Tarkowski's gone down due to a foul with Lindelof, or at least a grapple. It's not Lindelof. Lindelof's on the bench. It's Pau Torres, isn't it? Oh, look at that. How on earth can you go down like that? Comedy Long Pants Game, and I'll admit Vert's goal yesterday shows just how class he is. It took him time to get used to the league. I think Gyökeres will have those types of shots as well. Vert was always about time. He's always, I think he's got eight goals and assists in his last 11 for Liverpool. Like, he started to really click into gear. The Pulgar says, just found out that Germany are wearing green as a change strip in tribute to Ireland. Why? Why are they having a tribute to Ireland? Twisted Fate, to be fair, I think in 22-23 he was able to play more attacking due to having Partey behind him. That's true. Rice is great defensively, but he also pushes up far up the pitch. Comedy Long Pants Gamer, it's infuriating how the only strikers I have in my mind are Thiago from Brentford and Erling Haaland. And the Pulgar... Oh, the Ireland strip, sorry, yeah. You're right. 3 minutes of added on time here at the end of the first half. Oh, Jake O'Brien took the foul there. Took the foul. The Irish accepted friendlies with the Germans after World War II, hence the honouring. Ah, I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Comedy Long Pants Gaming, absolutely shocking from both sides this match. Neither one is clinical. The league might be determined by who is the most clinical. It's the Premier League is turning into a little bit like Serie A in the 90s, isn't it? It's very much feeling like a 90s, sort of early noughties Serie A type league now, where chances are at such a premium. And honestly, I don't believe that the Premier League has the sort of clinical strikers that Serie A had back then. If you look at Serie A in the 90s and the noughties, look at the types of strikers they had available to them. They were unbelievable. And we just don't really have that in the Premier League. The clinical nature of the Premier League's strikers is questionable. Haaland, maybe at a push. But after that, there's not really anyone else. There's not too many top, out-and-out quality centre-forwards playing in the Premier League this season. I mean, Isak's up there. You know, after that, you're struggling really, aren't you? Jesus, again, you're struggling. Mame says, you made fun of me start of the season for saying Man U will get top 5 this season. Look at you now. Man U is winning the league. Do you know what I always like about United fans? They never overreact, do they? They never overreact. That's the one thing you can never say about United fans. They never, ever overreact. When they have a decent result, they never overreact. They always take it in the stride and just balance and just say, you know what, well, maybe it doesn't say an awful lot about us. Maybe there's still, a long way to go and all that. No, they never overreact. But they know in January the league is won. It's going to Old Trafford. Right. Half-time in this one. Which means half-time quiz, as you know. Half-time, Aston Villa 0, Everton 0, just as it was in the Wolves against Newcastle game. I think this is going to be the day of low goals in the games we're watching today. Yet again, it was 0-0 before, 0-0 last night, Forest Arsenal, 0-0 this morning, and potentially 0-0 here again. Absolute nightmare. Wanderless says, what drinks have you been having today? Alcohol by any chance? I'm a United fan. I don't think we'll win the league. Yeah. Ekatiki, La Pulga. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Ekatiki, yeah, he's... But again, would you say, if you were looking at, like... Think back to Serie A strikers 90s, right? The best strikers in Serie A in the 90s. Batistuta, Ronaldo, R9, Baggio, George Weah, won a Ballon d'Or, Christian Vieri, once broke a world record, Del Piero, there was still Van Basten around, Vialli, Filippo Inzaghi. Look at Inzaghi. How good was Inzaghi? Chiesa, to be fair. Chiesa's dad. Balbo. There was loads of great players. Absolutely fantastic centre-forwards around in the 90s. Klinsmann was in Serie A, wasn't he, as well, for a spell? Loads of great players in Serie A. And if you look at that bunch of players I've just named, and you compare them to the centre-forwards we have currently in the Prem, you can see there's a real difference in just how clinical those strikers were to how these are. Prince Rupert, I've got to admit, I really dislike that Everton shirt. The yellow colour is awful. Poo Poppy, there was 2 Baggios. There was, yeah. Dino Baggio and Roberto Baggio. Voller. Shevchenko was a little bit later, wasn't he? Shevchenko was kind of... When did he arrive from Dynamo Kiev? Was it 99, 2000? Back end of the season. Aspria, Zola, Crespo, of course, yeah. Zola was 30 by the time he got to the Premier League, wasn't he? Tino Aspria. Palmer had some brilliant players, didn't they? You could go on forever. You really could. 90s Italian, Serie A. It was very similar to the Premier League now. And again, like I said, a game of few chances quite frequently, but the defences were always very resolute, very robust, very organised, highly organised and rigid. And you needed either flair players to do something special, like a Recoba maybe. Recoba was one of my favourite players to watch. Or you needed a striker who, when the chance came in the box, it was bang in the bottom corner. And honestly, Pippo Inzaghi for me. Trezeguet is another one. Trezeguet. What, Amoroso? Do you remember Amoroso used to play for Udinese? Oliver Bierhoff. Oliver Bierhoff's another one. You could go on all day. All day. Del Vecchio, yeah, what a player Del Vecchio was. He had a spell. Oh no, that was Montella, wasn't he? He was another one, Vincenzo Montella. He went to Fulham for a brief spell towards the end of his career. But Batistuta needed like half a chance. And he, even from like outside the box, he'd just rattle it in the top corner, break the net. Just an unbelievable centre forward. Right. So, halftime quiz. Let me just jot down the final few answers. Right. I want you to tell me, if you can. I'm sure you can. But I want you to tell me, given what we've just been talking about, actually, in terms of after World War II, Ireland accepted friendlies with the Germans, and in tribute to that, Germany are going to make some, or wear some green Irish shirts in tribute to the fact that Ireland accepted friendlies with them. So, and also by the fact that we've spent most of the game, or most of the early part of the game, we were talking about Merlin Roll. Merlin Roll, a new Everton signing. He hit the post in the opening 11 seconds here. He's not really had a great start to his Everton career, but he could have been an absolute hero here if he scored after 11 seconds at Villa Park. But with that in mind, I want you to name for me, if you can, the top 20 by number of appearances in the Premier League Germans. Top 20 Germans by number of appearances. Get your names in the chat. Who are the top 20 Germans? Didi Hamann, says Foxy. Yeah, Didi Hamann is number 2 in the list. Number 2, 268 appearances in the Premier League, Dietmar Hamann. Not Schweinsteiger. Ballack is correct. Ballack is number 16 with 105. Michael Ballack. Ilkay Gundogan, 221 appearances. He is number 5 in the list. Not Schweinsteiger. Bernd Leno is number 3, 235. Not Klinsmann. I'm trying to see who else I'm missing. Sorry, chat's going quickly. Huth, yeah, Robert Huth is number 1, 322 appearances in the Premier League for Robert Huth. Leno, Robert Huth. Ozil, 184 appearances. He is number 6. Lehmann, yeah, Jens Lehmann is number 10, 148 appearances. Uwe Rosler, Poo Poppy, great shout. Uwe Rosler, 102 Premier League appearances. Former Wigan manager, Uwe Rosler. Not Kadira, not Podolski. Gross, Liam Vernon. Yeah, Pascal Gross is number 4, 230 Premier League appearances. He is number 4 in the list. Mertesacker, correct. Mertesacker is number 7, 156 Premier League appearances. We've already got Jens Lehmann. Schürrle is not in the list, no. Hitzelsperger is, though. Yeah, Thomas Hitzelsperger, 117 Premier League appearances. There you go. Tielemans is Belgian, Liam. Emre Can, great shout, Lapulga. Emre Can, 15th in the list. He has 115 Premier League appearances. Ziege, yeah, Christian Ziege is number 19, 92 Premier League appearances. Quite a small number given the fact that he played for Borough, Spurs and Liverpool, didn't he, Christian Ziege? But still only 92 Premier League appearances. Stefan Freund, yeah, another one, 14th in the list, 116 Premier League appearances. Havertz is 9th, 152 Premier League appearances. Not Podolski. Mustafi is 18th, 102 Premier League appearances for Arsenal and Everton as well for a brief spell. Schade, no. Schade is not there. But Volts is. Moritz Volts, another one. 125 Premier League appearances. Rudiger is correct. Yep, Antonio Rudiger, 11. Rudiger, 135. And Sané, Foxy, yeah, we've got it. There you go. Sané is 20, 90 Premier League appearances. And I've just seen La Pulga has given Janelt, Vitaly Janelt, 153 Premier League appearances. So they are the top 20 Premier League Germans. Huth, Hamann, Leno, Gross, Gundogan, Ozil, Mertesacker, Janelt, Havertz, Lehmann, Rudiger, Volz, Hitzelsperger, Freund, Chan, Ballack, Rosler, Mustafi, Ziege, Sané. There you go. There's your top 20 Germans. Life of Justin, I think some in the chat are just reading off Google. Then that's more fool then. More fool them if that's the case. You don't get any points. All they do is just speed up the quiz. Timo Werner's not in the list. No, Janelt seems too high. No, Janelt, 8th in the list. 153 appearances. Vitaly Janelt. More than Havertz, more than Lehmann, more than Rudiger. If you think about it, Jens Lehmann, 148 appearances. That is basically like 5 seasons, isn't it? For a goalkeeper, that's like 5 seasons. What about the ex-Leeds lad? Koch, Robin Koch. Or Koch. Is it Koch? I'm not going to say what it might be. Koch would have been 24th. So 21st was Schade, 22nd was Werner, 23rd was Christopher Schindler, who made 74 appearances for Huddersfield Town across just 2 seasons for him. Then it was Robin Koch, then it was Andre Schürrle at 25. Wyatt Manning, Life of Justin, I don't know any German Premier League players or whatever he said. I don't know football. Hey, well, it's good you're watching a football watch-along stream then, Wyatt. You might learn a thing or two off the people in the chat. Pooh Poppy says, anyone that uses Google for a pop quiz leaves a really sad existence. Well, no, but hey, if it makes them happy for a short spell, that they get a little buzz, that people might think that they are clever because they've read off. I mean, they know they've read off Google, don't they? They know. Nobody. If I said to you now, tell me who gave you them answers, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know who gave me them answers. Reggie says Andre Schürrle scored a raft of goals for Chelsea. He was only there a short time. Pooh Poppy, I didn't know Huth was German. Robert Huth. The obvious shout, yeah. Well, first in the list anyway, Robert Huth. La Pulga says, on the topic of Germans, in 2003, Franz Beckenbauer threatened the German league with moving Bayern Munich to Italy. The Bayern president issued the threat in response to Bundesliga administrators. Crazy. Dan says, how many appearances for Huth? Huth was 322, and second was Hamann with 268. So 322 appearances is as good as 10 years in the Premier League, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's most of, yeah. Because you're not going to play every game in a season. That's well over 10 years to get 322 Premier League appearances. Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's really mad? Jurgen Klinsmann is still in the top 5 scoring Germans in English football, in the Premier League. Jurgen Klinsmann is 5th in terms of goals scored for Germans. He got 29 goals in 56 appearances for Tottenham. Yeah, and 12 assists as well. Jurgen Klinsmann was astonishingly good. 41 goals and assists in 56 games for Spurs. For a Spurs side as well that weren't necessarily like up there. He was unbelievable. Pascal Gross is 4th, Mesut Ozil 3rd, Havertz 2nd, Ilkay Gundogan 1st, top scoring German in Premier League history. But yeah, Jurgen Klinsmann 5th. Tells you an awful lot about Klinsmann, that. Yeah, Uri Rosler was number 6, by the way. Yeah, Uri Rosler got 29. 29 goals in 107 Premier League appearances for Manchester City. And who else did he play for in the Prem? Who did Rosler play for? I'm struggling. Who did he play for in the Prem? City and... Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get it. I might have to Google that. I'll cheat. Uwe Rosler. I know he managed Wigan. I don't think he played for... Well, he definitely didn't play for Wigan in the Prem. But he played for someone else. Maybe like an Oldham or someone. Southampton. There you go. Southampton. Poo Poppy Klinsmann was amazing. I'm old enough to remember him as well as an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Jurgen Klinsmann was unreal. David Moyes. How's it going, Moyes? Good to see you, mate. Foxy says with Niall Quinn. Yeah, up front for City. Liam Manning says former Leeds manager Rosler. Right, we're nearly underway with the second half here. Hopefully we get goals because, to be honest, goals is something we've really lacked in the last 3 games on this channel. We haven't seen a single goal in 120, 240 minutes, 300 minutes. 5 hours. We've watched football for 5 hours. If you've watched the Wolves-Newcastle game and the Forest game, we've watched 5 hours of football, basically. 5 hours of football. We haven't seen a fucking goal. Jesus, tonight. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, Morgan Rogers about to get us underway, and he does. Come on, Villa. Come on, Villa. Davey says, I've been unwell the past few days. Poo Poppy says 5 hours, minimal goals. Minimal? 0. Zilch. Speaking of German, Zilch Goalen. Zilch Spieler, whatever that is, I don't know. 5 hours of football sounds like a good Sunday if the games are good. Yeah, well, I assure you, 5 hours of football so far has been utterly dreadful. We've watched 5 hours with nothing. Curry Luke says, has Matty Cash made 2 tackles? I don't know. I don't think so, no. Dan, who needs goals when we have fab quizzes? There we have a nice time doing quizzes and having a chat, don't we, if nothing else? We always have a giggle on here. Right, Villa now driving forward. That's a foul, referee. Let's have a yellow card for Everton. Let's have a yellow card, please, for James Garner. Get him booked. Yes. And that's 2 cards for Everton. I now need 1 card. I need 1 Villa card and 2 goals in the game. Oh. A Villa card, please, would be very helpful. Spiel is voice or talk. I thought Spieler was play. Isn't Spieler? Spieler means play. I'm sure it does. Spieler. Player. Yeah. If you're a Glockenspieler, you play the Glock. The Glocken. But yeah, play like as in footballers are called Spielers. Bayern Spieler. Plays for Bayern. Well, I'll tell you what, this is not a good look for the channel either as well. 0-0, 0-0, 0-0 is what it's going to say on the last 3 games. Oh, and we might even go for 4 if Senegal-Morocco turns out to be a 0-0 and it goes to penalties. Christ, heaven forbid. We're being suffocated by a lack of goals. I got a fever. And the only cure is more cowbell. Comedy Long Pants Gamer says starting back up. Can Villa win it later on? I really hope so, mate. I'm rooting for Villa. Desperately need Aston Villa to win. Paul O'Brien says Sprecher is talk. Sprecher, yeah. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Shell says, let's go, Toffees. Liam says, what's a goal again, Key? What do you mean, what's a goal? Spieler's play. Or player. Right, come on, Villa. Good tackle, that, from Everton. Fantastic tackle from Dwight McNeil, of all people. And the referee got in the way there. Oh, foul. How does he give a foul to him for that? Book him. Book Morgan Rogers for that. Book Morgan Rogers for that, ref. Stephen Frost's spiel is an elaborate story, isn't it? Well, yeah, I think so. Foxy, Braga, last game of my bet. Not sure whether to cash out. They're away to Tondela. And Joe says hi, Key, from Joe Story. Hi, Joe, from Key. Bruv. Villa, down the left-hand side. Here we go. Ollie Watkins, strike. Good block. Good block. Villa chance. Miles wide from Tielemans. Should do better there, Liam, because we haven't seen one for 5 hours. That's why I said it. Sorry. Apologies. I thought you were going at the German thing again. I was going to say, I don't know what goal means in German. Yeah, I'm all right, Joe. From Key. Over. $50 minutes gone. Still no real... Well, there has been meaningful efforts on goal. There has. Come on, we need a Villa card here. Reggie, I thought goal in German was Tor. Tor. I don't know. I never studied German. I don't know anything about German other than what I've learned watching, like, Saving Private Ryan or from listening to Jurgen Klopp. Callum says, AFCON will go to 120 minutes. Key, be ready. Yeah, inevitable, innit? It's definitely going to extra time and pens. Anthony Buckley, come on Villa, take this opportunity and stick it right behind Arsenal. Please. Nathan Patterson up the line. Villa win it back. Here's Buendia. Good ball inside. Villa have got a chance here. Driving at Everton. Not like that. Not like that. Villa win it back. Give it away again. Honestly, Villa. Why we need to perish the idea that Villa are going to chase Arsenal down and actually do anything in this title race. It's not going to happen. You need to just get it out of your mind. Joe says on the Halloween stream, you should dress up as the Penguin with an Arsenal shirt on. Yeah, I might do. Oswald Cobblepot. Oswald Keeblepot. Good tackle from Villa. Now Villa on the counter-attack. Every time Villa are getting the ball, they just seem to break down as soon as they get to the edge of the Everton box. And it's not due to Everton overwhelming them with numbers. Look at that. Just simple passes. Simple 5-yard passes. Everton are intercepting it. It's terrible from Villa, this. Absolutely terrible. Now Everton on the counter-attack. Do you know, the more and more I'm seeing this, the more I'm thinking Everton are going to win this. I'm calling it now. I think Everton are going to win this. It's going to be a thoroughly depressing day. James Garner with a strike. Miles over the bar. Dan says, do you think Klopp will manage the German national team one day? I'd like to think I'd rather he manage the German national team than Real Madrid. I'd much rather that. Joe says, Key, I have someone you can get on the panel thing, Bevo. You think Bevo would come on? You think he would? He's big time now, isn't he, Bevo? Don't think he'd come on with the likes of me. Shamner says, I'm taking Morocco 1-0 just because of home advantage. 3-star Reds, my first trip in Europe watching Forest. I asked for a pint of lager and the bloke kept saying bitter, bitter every time I asked. I was losing it till someone told me bitter meant please in German. Yeah, as in the Alan Partridge saying, kommen Sie bitte und listen to Kraftwerk. Yeah. Got to entertain myself because the game is not entertaining. Come on, give us some goals. Give us anything. Give us... I sounded like the least football fan sounding person ever then. Let's have some goals. Just anything. Just give us anything. Look at that. Straight at Pickford. Oh. Joe, you might have to go on a different streaming site if you want to talk to people. Yeah, no, not my thing, mate. Not my speed, that. Tierno Barry chasing down Emiliano Martinez. Can't quite get to it though. Yeah, I was going to say, if there are any streamers or content creators, football content creators that you think might be a good one maybe for me to approach, get it in the chat. I'll write them down. I'll go and have a chat to him. Because I'm trying to create something that we can have a conversation about more than just the top six. I want to talk about... I basically want a Premier League panel show where we talk about everything. I want to get Bournemouth fans on. I want to get Everton fans on. I want to get Wolves fans on and Leeds fans on and everyone. I'm not bothered. I just don't want... I'd hate the fact that the Premier League is so top six centric and all we seem to talk about is the top six and there's like a whole other league going on away from that nobody really talks enough about, I think. And then it's a surprise when, like Igor Thiago doing well at Brentford or... there's loads... I mean, James Garner, to be fair, people have only just started. Is that a Villa card? Hey, we'll have that. There's Keys bets heading towards a loss. I need 2 goals for Villa. Rhino from Football Chat Uncensored. I don't know who that is, but I'll note him down. I genuinely will reach out to these people, by the way. If you tell me, I'll message him. I'll message him. And I'll say, yo, bro, your name was mentioned to me. What's happening? What you saying? I won't say that. I'll be very professional. Joey's been on the Tomb review before, and he's an Arsenal fan, so he'll be more than happy to join you, probably. Yeah, he'd love it, yeah. Twisted Fate, there's a West Ham fan called Mikez. Okay, fine. West Ham. Mikez. I'll have a look at that. Eagle-Eyed Football, decent stream key. We'll have a look at Eagle-Eyed Football. Again, some of these are going to look at me and be like, Key, like, you're small time. I'm not hanging with the likes of you. But I'll be honest, I have no criteria in terms of like they have to have a certain number of subscribers or views or whatever. If they're good guys and you enjoy them, I'll do it. Yeah, let's get them on. Charles Watts for Arsenal. Toffee Bluecaster, great laugh, says Stephen Frost. Okay, we'll have a look at... I mean, again, I don't know if Toffee Bluecaster will want to sit and have a chat with her. Oh, to be fair, we've got Joseph Vickers. Joseph Vickers, if you've not heard of Joseph Vickers, I'm sure you will. He's an absolutely diamond Everton fan. One of our regular viewers. He's got his own stuff going on. He's got his own channel. He's a really nice lad. And he said he'd like to do it. Andy says you should get Anfield Agenda on to chat Liverpool. Again, yeah, I was going to say, I think if I approached Anfield Agenda and said, listen, just fancy a conversation on stream, we'll have a chat about all things Liverpool and all things Premier League, I think he'd look at me and go, yeah, no, you're all right, mate. You're all right. Paul O'Brien, try one Leeds with Connor. Top guy, very knowledgeable, happy to criticise our own. I was going to say, yeah, Connor McGilligan, I don't know him, but I know of him, and I've seen one Leeds, and he's got his own channel, and he does stuff with, obviously, Callum Fowler as well, of course. Very, very well liked and well known. So, yeah, good guys. Again, I think if I reached out to him, they'd probably look at me and be like, Key, we've got our own stuff going on. We've been around the block a little bit. These guys have been around for a lot longer than I have. I'm 12 months in. If that, to be fair. Davey says, do you think the AFCON has had a big impact on the Premier League in the past month? Yeah, well, certainly for Everton, hasn't it? Yeah, certainly for Everton. No Illiman and Die, no Garner Gay. Pooh Poppy says, I don't think there will be too many snobby streamers. Everyone starts small. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I really, really wish that I could tell you what I have experienced in the last couple of months. Oh, Everton! Oh, he's done it! Oh, off the line! No, Barry scored! It's 1-0 Everton! Tierno Barry! What a finish as well! It's Villa 0, Everton 1. Oh my God! Oh, Everton are in front! Everton are in front! What is going on, Villa? What is going on? It's a fabulous finish. It's a fabulous finish from Tierno Barry. It's a great effort from the edge of the box from Dwight McNeil. But actually, Villa gave the ball away. Villa gave the ball away. And it was a shot. Martinez saved it. And Tierno Barry sticks it in. A lovely little dink. There might be... Is there any check or anything at all? I don't think there will be. Watch this. Villa just give the ball away so cheaply. He's miles onside. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. It's a fabulous finish from Tierno Barry. Wow. And do you know what? And I'm so glad, if it's anyone who's done it for Everton, I'm so glad it's him, because I really think there's a quality player in there with Barry. Not like a top elite, top quality player, but I think he can certainly be a very, very competent Premier League striker. And he's shown it there. That is a really, really composed finish. He has done well today, Barry. He's led the line well, and Tierno Barry has put Everton in front. 30 minutes to go at Villa Park. I need 2 Villa goals now. 2 Villa goals. Stephen Frost, sorry, Key. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. But at least we've got a goal. It was a good... I honestly, I really, really do like Tierno Barry. If it's anyone who's scoring for Everton, I'd rather him. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Villa are chasing Arsenal down anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference. If Everton win here, I'm not going to be overwhelmed. Who else did you say? Sorry. Who else did you say? George Horton. George loves Wolves. George loves Wolves. Okay. Let's have a chat with these guys. Shamner says, try Saeed TV. They are like you, cover a lot of games. Saeed's massive, mate. Saeed's been around for ages. And again, Saeed's been around for... He's a United fan channel though, isn't he? Prince Rupert, you called it, Key. Everton to win it now. Honestly, you could see the game's been drifting from Villa. The game was being drifting from him. It's been said. Points from losing positions. Villa 18. Well, they're going to have to do it again. Villa have won it the most times, turned it around. Make Slytherin great against us. Looks like it'll be a bad evening for Villa. And Tony says all the results these weekends are all going Arsenal's way. When your luck is in, it's in. Villa and City just telling Arteta to go on and win it. Reggie says Saeed will have loads of contacts, though. We know streamers for basically every team. I know, but again, one, why would you share that? Why on earth would you share that? If I reached out to him and asked him, I'm pretty confident there'd be a wall of silence. Welshring says, would you collab with Thogden? I don't even know who that is. Genuinely don't even know who that is. Mackham, Cabby and Dan United. Mackham, Cabby And Dan United, great lads. See, I like all this. Honestly, I'd love to get as many of these involved as possible. Scarley, Tottenham. Okay, cool, like it. Yeah, I am trying to build something where we've got a regular sort of Premier League panel talking about not just the top six. It feels like there's a lot of them type of things out there, but they're all centered around Man United, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and that's fine. They're great. They are probably the ones that get the most views, but I feel like we can have a chat. Anyone, I'd quite happily chat about Liverpool with a Bournemouth fan. I want to hear what Brighton and Bournemouth and Wolves fans are thinking about all the stuff going on in the league. Daniel Beddoe, so much for Villa Key, yeah. Welsh wing, Curtis Shaw. Curtis, he's the United, and he's been around for a long time. Talk Norwich City, okay. Again, Norwich probably not going to be in and around the Premier League this year, but maybe next year. Irish Hotspur. You're doing me research for me here. Joe says should definitely be able to get... Right, is it Rhino? He's a top guy. Me and him get on well. Great lad, but I think his son manages the channel, so you'll have to ask for Rhino. He's a non-biased Arsenal fan. Anfield agenda was very small. They only had 15k. Then he joined Mark for a few months and his channel boomed. Yeah, and I know. To be honest, the thing is, how long's he been going for? He's been going for a very, very long time, hasn't he? So inevitably, you're gonna grow very, very quickly. He's got 369,000 subscribers, but he's been going since 2017. It's like 9 years, nearly 9 years. Guy's been going nearly a decade. He's got 10 times as long as me. Daniel Beddoes, are you as rattled as Villa, Key? No, not at all. No. I don't think Villa have got the stomach for it, to be honest, mate. Comedy Longspot Spain, he could collab with Turkish. He isn't a bad guy and actually left AFTV. I haven't got a problem with AFTV. Villa far post. Keep him out. Hit it. Miles over. Shocking. Yeah, I was going to say, like I said, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how few people will collab. And I'm not even talking about my experience, by the way, but there's a lot of people who are... I don't know. There's a lot of ego out there. You'll have to contact him on TikTok, though. Pronounce it Reno. Okay. Villa struggling here. Prince Rupert, I'd recommend reaching out to Blue Boys Network. Mike and John are great lads, and I'm sure they'll do a video. I was going to say, yeah, the Blue Boys Network I watch, Mike and John, yeah. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again. Yeah, no, they do good stuff. I like them. For Blues, anyway, I'm sure they'd say the same about me. I'm not working with a copite. Welsh Ring says DT Troops. They fell off since AFTV, but I know they're controversial. Mate, listen, you know me. I'll have a chat with anyone and everyone. Champions League's back this week. Key Marseille, tough fixture. Yeah, I'd like to do. Well, we are going to be doing the Marseille game. Typical City. Like that, Welsh Wing. Cheers for that, mate. .67 minutes on the clock, and Everton comfortably in the lead, I've got to say. Reggie Watts, any of the filthy fellas, lads? KG, who's filthy fellas? Again, this sounds like a diss, but I genuinely don't know who any of them are. I don't know any of these. 214,000 subscribers. You must be joking me. Yeah, again, I was going to say, I'd quite happily. I was thinking, I'm more, not necessarily concerned, but I might well get told to stay in my lane, Chief. You've got to earn your stripes in the YouTube game. Maybe I've still got to hit the old big numbers. Get to sort of 50 to 100,000 subs and whatever. I mean, to be fair, views-wise, we're competing with the best of them. Got 2 million views in January, you know. So 2 million views last 30 days. Flying on this channel in terms of views. Welsh Ring says, what about Fan Reactions TV? The one who brought you all the Arsenal fans. I mean, to be fair, they've certainly helped, I'm sure, by reaching out. Wyatt Manning, sorry, Joe, don't get Jody Josh on. Furthermore, David Williams says, just got home and seeing the results, it reaffirms my view of the fact that the league is just more equal than in other years. I have to disagree, David. I mean, that's fine. That's fine if you think that. I totally respect that opinion. But no, for me, I think what we're seeing is a lot less. Not risk. If anything, it feels like we're seeing teams stifle each other, and not necessarily because they're all of equal quality. Or maybe it is equal quality, but not good. They're all kind of. I think the quality of the league has dropped quite a bit. Single-handed sailing says, nice one, great to see EFC ahead. What do you think is the tactic that Moyes is using that makes the difference, or that is making the difference? I think honestly, David Moyes has just said to his players, listen, let's just stay in the game. You know, Villa will have chances. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Stay in the game. Keep it at 0-0. Every time there's a chance. As long as it stays at 0-0, there's a chance. They will give you chances on the counter-attack, and they did. You know, they literally handed Everton the chance. Let's be honest. McNeil had the shot. Martinez parried it, and Barry tapped it in. Credit to Everton for staying in the game, but they didn't have to carve Villa apart. Villa gave him the chance. Martin, over to Buendia. Adam says the league has become defensive in the last 10-20 years because of Dyche, Jose, Mourinho, Nuno, etc. Possibly, yeah. I think there's certainly an element of their influence. I just think what we're seeing is more physicality. Feels like more teams, more players are like, if you're 6 foot, or 6'2", 6'3", it's being checked. Well, we might have a potential penalty. Go on, let's have a check on that then, ref. I'd love a penalty here. I didn't even see what the penalty was for. What was the claim for? What's the claim for here? Not for the handball. Tell me it's not for the handball. Nah, you're never getting a handball for that. It's never handball. Behave yourself. Never handball that. It's going to be a corner to Villa. Yeah, I have to agree with what Michael Owen says about it. If you're 6'5", you can run a bit. You're getting a decent career in football now. You don't even necessarily need to be a top player anymore. You just have to be an athlete. If you're an athlete and you've... oh, what a strike! Oh, my God, what a save from Pickford. Oh, my God. Rodgers with a strike. It's curling in the top bins. And Jordan Pickford has just pulled off an absolute worldie right in the postage stamp. It's a great save. Oh, that should be 1-1. That's a fabulous save. Right, Villa now bringing on another change. Boharda's come off. And I think it's the young lad who's come on. Is it Hemmings? Yeah, Digne for Martin, Hemmings for Boharda. And last 20 minutes here, we need 2 Villa goals, please. T-Rex Arms Pickford, never doubted it. Far post, Villa. David says Michael Owen couldn't control the ball and was nothing but someone who was very fast. Oh, I have to disagree with that, David. No, Michael Owen could control the ball all right. Michael Owen was a very, very good footballer. I think what we saw in the 90s and the noughties was the very, very best footballers rising to the surface. And you could be a very, very good footballer and not necessarily a great athlete. You could be if you were a great footballer but an average athlete, you could make it. You could make it. If you were a very, very good footballer but an average athlete, you were making it and you was getting a decent career. If you are now a top athlete and an average footballer, you're at United. You're in the Premier League. There are many, many players at the very, very top level of the game who are just great athletes, just great runners, just run for days. Don't have to be top footballers, really. You can pass and you can run, that's it. United Jack, who is Villa's captain since McGinn went off. I think it got given to Pau Torres. I could be wrong, but I think it is Pau Torres. Check 33, God bless you, Key. Same to you, sir. Prince Rupert Pickford pulling out a world-class save as per usual. Lad is so massively underrated by other fans. 3-star bottle my bet key and cashed out. Needed one more Villa goal. Got 125. Oh, sorry, got a 25 quid cash out. Nice. Good lad. Who is the Villa captain? Matty Cash. It might have been Matty Cash, actually. Yeah, maybe it is. P. Poppy says, I remember Owen basically beating Arsenal on his own in the FA Cup final. He was some player. Yeah, top quality player, Michael Owen. I don't necessarily think he's as good as maybe people thought he was, but he was a very, very good player, no doubt. Andy Vale, that goal for Barry is his 4th. Yeah, 4 in 22 appearances for Everton this season. 1-0 to Celtic. Joe says, get Jonathan Morley on again. Yeah, no, I think he's got his own little thing going on, hasn't he? He's got his own podcast or whatever. Cillian McMullen, who's your favourite Everton player this season? Garner for me. Yeah, Garner's been fantastic for Everton. A real difference maker. I mean, to be honest, I think Everton have missed Idrissa Gana Gueye as well. I think Gana Gueye for me is Everton's best player. Comfortably. I know he's 36, 37, but he's still Everton's best player for me. But Garner's been terrific in his absence. He's done well. Right, last 15 minutes at Villa Park. Villa 0, Everton 1. Don't forget, if you're new around here, make sure you've done 2 things for me. First up, click the like button on the video. Second of all, make sure you've hit subscribe. We're live every single day. And not only are we live every single day, we're live straight after this for the AFCON final, Senegal against Morocco. Hopefully you'll join me for it. Massive, massive game. Both teams, both nations looking for only their 2nd ever AFCON win. Senegal's was 4 or 5 years ago. And Morocco's was back in 1976. The Atlas Lions winning it 50 years ago. AJ Valdez Football. What's up, bro? Good to see you, mate. How's things? Adam says too many games in too short a period is causing all these poor performances across the league. I think too many games is certainly a factor, and the result of that is that teams and clubs are now looking for players with longevity, players who can run for 90 minutes across 40, 50 games a season and not get muscle injuries. And that's a very small bracket. a very small pool of players. That's why I don't rate Bellingham. Bellingham, for me, is a prime example of that. And to a degree, Pogba as well. Pogba and Bellingham are great athletes. They're tall, they're quick, strong. You know, they can pass, but they're no more than like average footballers. Maybe just slightly above average. But they wouldn't be anywhere near in a Premier League in the 90s. In the 90s or the noughties, Bellingham's Carlton Palmer. AJ Valdez, good to see you too, bro. It's been a minute. It's good to see you still at it. Yeah, good to see you too, mate. It really is. Twisted Fate, you think it's going to be 2-0, Reggie, when you fail to score past Wolves and Forest? Are we on about United and Arsenal next week? Christ. Can we save the banter for next weekend? I'm going to be live for that one, United Arsenal. So get back in the stream next week and tell Reggie about whether or not United are going to get battered. I'll be honest, I don't really know what's going to happen next weekend with United Arsenal. The way United played against City, they've every chance of hurting Arsenal. Arsenal not... They weren't flying. Certainly weren't flying against Forest last night. But it also wouldn't be... And they weren't flying against us either. They've got to play Inter Milan in midweek as well. That's a difficult game. Oh, great turn by Villa. Come on, get it out wide. No! Why do they keep striking it from there? You've got to start giving the ball away. Oh, this is so poor. Barry's in down the side here. Chance. No, Martinez clears it away. Oh, great play by Villa. Ball pulled back, and again, too easy for Everton to clear. Comedy Long Pants Gamer says this is the worst performance since the Crystal Palace game. Was that the 3-0 when Gay scored? It's a bad performance from Villa. I feel like Villa have just been so flat. And like I said, it felt like Everton was always going to get the win as soon as the game started to drift from Villa. And it just, you could see it around about the 60th minute. They just lost something. JR Guna says, why do you want Villa to win so much? Because they're playing Everton and I'm a Liverpool fan. That can't be such hard. Like, surely if Villa were playing Spurs, you'd want Villa to win. It's not that hard to wrap your head around, is it? Come on. Villa far post. Oh, cleared away again. Overhead kick. Too easy. Too easy. Reggie, Arsenal played 4 games in 10 days. Anyone reading too much into any of this game's weekends and miles off it? Just look how low scoring all these games have been. Tired legs, trimming off. And Graham says, I think every team have saved their worst performances for this week. Feels like that, doesn't it? Yeah. No teams really come out of this weekend with like a proper... I mean, you know, you look at West Ham. West Ham, proper morale boosting win away at Spurs. That's a big, big result for them, down at the bottom. But nothing else. I mean, United, of course, United against City, but it's not really been too much. And to be fair, maybe United, because they've only got 1 game a week. They're out of both competitions, aren't they? United haven't got anything left to play for this season, really, bar the top 4. Paul O'Brien says Villa are playing like Fulham played against Leeds yesterday. Jay says, but Everton is crap. Have some pity for them. Hey, Everton frequently give Arsenal a game. What are you talking about? Everton are crap. Poo Poppy, I'm a weird Arsenal fan. that was brought up in North London, so I don't hate Tottenham. I was going to say, it's kind of the same with me and Everton. Like, I hate Everton in football way, but I don't hate them. Like I said, my granddad was a Blue. There's no way I can hate Everton. Red Rebellion with Gvardiol and Diaz out. City's defence is going to get cooked now. I highly doubt Gay is going to save them. Beto coming on here now for Tierno Barry, the goal scorer. Probably the match winner, if we're being dead honest. Tierno Barry, potentially a match winner for Everton tonight. Twisted Fate says that's exactly why we are beating Arsenal, Keane. No tired legs. Think United are going to beat Arsenal next weekend? Well, we'll see, mate. I'll be live for it. We'll see. We'll see. Football 31518 says because United has over a week break, Arsenal doesn't. Very true. Yeah. Arsenal got to go away to Inter Milan to see if they can do what Liverpool did earlier this season and win with a clean sheet as well. Poo Poppy, I can't take Tottenham because they are such a smaller club. Is it crossover more into pity? Is that what you're saying? Come on, Villa. Last 5 minutes. Give us something. What is that? That is shocking. That is shocking. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gone. It's gone, Reg. It's gone. Shell, no, don't come on, Villa. Come on, Villa. Last 5. Big last 5. I'll be honest, look at that. Look at the Villa fan. That tells you everything. They're about as frustrated as I am. It's been absolutely garbage. 1 goal we've seen all day. This will finish 1-1, says Jay Gooner. Comedy Long Pants Game says, Sir, he's right, you know, but fuck Tottenham Spurs, humiliated Villa for years. Adam, I'd rather Villa win the league than Arsenal. Villa aren't winning the league. Perish the thought. Villa were never winning the league. I still don't think Villa finished top 4. This is the Villa you're going to see for the rest of the season. What you saw for the last few, it was unsustainable. It's not, that isn't Villa. That is a temporary sort of, surface nuisance. Prince Rupert, I remember Jack Wilshere did that Tottenham shit chance during the trophy celebration and got in trouble for it, which is just silly. It's harmless. Alfie says if we play defensive against United, then I think United are going to get an easy win. Goal kick, Guessand heads it straight out. Adam says anyone but Arsenal. Mate, honestly, listen, the thing you just have to remember with Arsenal is they'll win it. They will win it, right? They'll win it playing the most dour football, and they'll accept it because they've not won anything for decades, right? So they'll accept it and they'll be delighted because it's winning at all costs, right? But they've also spent the most. They've spent more than Liverpool. They've spent more than City. They've consistently spent like a billion quid over 6 years. It's a massive amount of money. So winning and not playing a lot of football, not playing great football, is not going to mark Arsenal down for future success, in my opinion. I think Arsenal get dismantled this summer. I think a lot of players are going to leave Arsenal this summer. That squad is not going to be the same next summer. And I fully expect next season to be a very, very different look and feel. City and Liverpool will be an extra year on in their development. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly where City and Liverpool are versus the shell that will be left of Arsenal, because I think we'll see big changes at Arsenal this summer. I really do. Mr. Sharpovich says Everton could with Asnu on the right to help defend the bombardment they're likely to receive from Villa before the end of the game. Do you know what, Mr. Sharpovich? I'll be honest, it's 88 minutes on the clock. Can you recall a Villa chance? I can't. Villa haven't done anything since the first half, really. There's no bombardment. They're barely getting through Everton's midfield. They're shocking. Look at that. Here we go. They've got a chance here. Pull it back. Everton win it again. And it's not even like Everton having to defend for their lives or anything. It's so poor from Villa. Look at the state of that. Oh, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Alfie says, I'd like Arsenal to win the league, but we keep dropping important points. No, you will. You will win it. You will win it. And you've got to, at the end of the day, they'll win it. And nobody will remember the fact that they were boring when they won it. They'll just remember that it'll just say Arsenal won the league title this year. And that's fine. They've won it with no opposition, no title really, no title race really. Same as last year when we won it. And it's about time. It's been 6 years of spending like over £1 billion. And they've not spent it. Oh, they've not done it, rather. They've not won it. Now they will. And yeah, about time. That's all I'll say. When it actually comes down to Arsenal winning the league, I'll just say, yeah, well, congratulations. It's about time. It's about time. It's been 2 decades and 6 years of spending over £1 billion. Like, yeah, great. Well done. Well done. It's not even like you've done it playing great football, but you've got one. Well done. Paul O'Brien, just want to say before the whistle, great banter and really enjoyed the stream, mate. Definitely be back. Paul, I can't tell you, mate, how much those comments like that really mean an awful lot to me. So I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for saying that, and lovely having you. And hopefully, yeah, please do come back. We're live every single day watching games of football, doing quizzes. And I'll be honest, if you liked this stream, then I would imagine you'll like some of the other ones, because the 3 streams that we've had in the last few games, this is the only goal we've seen. So this is about as dull as it gets on this channel, in my opinion. But no, we've got some great people in the chat. If you like this sort of a thing, if you like watch-alongs, then yeah, please do give us a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Sham Nurse says, you might try to connect with Matt SB. He and his sister are wonderful. They are true Coventry fans. Matt SB, I'll add him to the list. Jag, just a guy. Good to see you, Jag. Does Arsenal go in for another striker in the summer because Gyökeres has not panned out? Depends if you're going to give him time. 4 minutes of added on time here at the end of this one. Shay says, just want to say, key, second half of the season, we're doing a title charge. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. James Garner, player of the match. No surprise there. Comedy Longpad's gamer, this ain't even tactics anymore. The players aren't even arsed right now. It's poor, innit? Can't wait for AFCON so I can forget this match. Morocco are winning, says Football 31518. Well, listen, as soon as this stream ends, by the way, just a quick reminder, as soon as this stream ends, I need you to head over to the AFCON stream. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. And you can watch the AFCON game with, well, you can't watch it with me. We can watch it together if you've got it on the telly. It's on, is it E4, I think it's on. But yeah, if you want to join me for the AFCON final, Senegal v Morocco, I'll be live straight after full time here. So if you want to join me for it, please do so. And we'll be on for that. I'll put the link in the chat right now. And there it is. There is the in the pinned comment in the chat if you want to join the AFCON live that we'll be doing straight after this game. Please do so. But make sure before you do, hit like on the video and subscribe for more stuff. Mr. Sharpovich says, do you think being a World Cup year has affected the league this season? Probably not the fact that it's a World Cup year. I think the fact that it's been a Club World Cup year and also the AFCON, I think both of those things have affected. The fact that Arsenal haven't gone to the AFCON but Chelsea and City did, that's probably a factor. Yeah, I think Arsenal and Liverpool maybe should be a touch fresher. Serious fan Bart says, get Rooney instead of Unai and Bellingham instead of Rodgers. Good to see it on the channel, mate. Reggie says, when people say the league is rubbish this year, what they really mean is they're annoyed that Arsenal are winning it. No, it is to a degree. It is the fact that they're annoyed Arsenal are winning it, but it's also the fact that, like, genuinely, when I look at league champions, you look at them and you think, right, that is the pinnacle of football. Like, that is how football should be played. And like, I've never seen a league champion in the Premier League and looked at them and thought, wow, they're really, really shit to watch. But Arsenal are. They are. And that's the frustrating thing. I've never, ever seen any league champion, any at all, win it that nearly from Buendia. I've never seen a league champion win a league and look at them and think they were really boring. I've always thought, do you know what? No, they were the best team in the league. And Arsenal are that, by the way. Arsenal are the best team in the league. But I've never looked at anyone and thought, is it Arsenal tonight? Even when it was United, and I have literally been brought up to hate United. I despise everything about United as a football club. I'm a Liverpool fan. I've grown up hating United. They ruined my childhood, right? But I always enjoyed watching them. They were always a really good team. They always played front foot, scored goals, all different types of goals. They took risks. I loved that about United. I hated it at the time, but they were a great side. And even Chelsea, like Drogba, Lampard, they always had quality players. And yeah, Arsenal just don't really have that same sort of vibe. So I think that's the frustration with a lot of these fans. Poo Poppy, I'm an Arsenal fan and I find Arsenal fans annoying. I like that we are hated. And that's it. Yeah, bask in it. And that's it. I also think it would be a lot less infuriating for Arsenal fans, or rather a lot less like why does everyone hate us, or why does everyone kick off at us? It would just be better if it was like, do you know what? Yeah, we accept that we play quite rigid and boring football, but it works and we're the best in the league. We're the best in Europe. Yeah, great. Own it. That's perfect. That is perfect. Linus says you can't blame Mikel for just wanting to get over the line to keep his job. No, I don't. It's a manager's job to get results, and if he gets results playing that way, that's fine. I get it. Like I said yesterday and repeatedly say, with Liverpool and Man United, Mikel Arteta doesn't even get to this far in the job. He's gone. He would be gone. He'd have been sacked at Liverpool and United by now. Right, full time in this one. Aston Villa 0, Everton 1. Big result that for Everton. Ted Ness says Villa v PSG was a game they should have won too. Losing to Everton is a very disappointing, and I'm a Birmingham fan. Well, hey, there you go. Birmingham up against Sheffield Wednesday in midweek, aren't you? Alfie says Arsenal don't need another striker. We need to cross the ball and pass it to him. Red Rebellion, maybe the Premier League is a psyop this season. Andy, 3 points fully deserved. Completely agree. Absolutely agreed. Everton fully deserved 3 points there. Villa were dreadful. Very much like the United City game that yesterday in many ways, in the sense that you can't really look at that and say Everton were fantastic. You also have to say Villa were shocking. And it was the same with United City yesterday. United were good. They were very good. They deserved the win. Everton, very good. Deserved the win. But you have to point at just how bad Villa were and just how bad City were as well. But it's a big 3 points for Everton. And it takes them to within just 4 points of the Champions League places. So listen, I've said all season Everton aren't going to get Europe. And I still stand by that. I don't think for 1 second Everton are getting Europe. I don't think for 1 second they're getting Europe. But you can't look at the table now and say, well, they've got no chance. As the season goes on, they've got to start taking the chances and get more of these types of results. I still don't see Everton finishing anywhere close. I actually think they'll probably be bottom half. But it's a great result for them in the end. And even if they finish mid-table with the squad they've got, I think that's still a pretty good result for Moyes. Pip Poppy says, I don't think Arsenal are boring. They're just so dangerous if you go all out attack on them. And Shay says, what would you rather, me win the FA Cup and finish 7th or get top 4? United? What are you on about? For Styler, this title race is so madman. What is going on? Nobody is utilising from nothing. Well, like I said, yeah, it's Arsenal fans will get all excited at the fact that Villa have won, but let's be dead honest. There was no chance at all Villa were ever chasing Arsenal down in a title race. Never. I don't think Villa are going to finish in the top 4. Stephen Frost says, could be conference for the Blues. The thing is, that means you've got to finish 7th, right? Now, if you look at the league table will be coming up over here in a second, right? Everton to finish 7th, that's what gets you the Conference League. You'd have to finish above one of Newcastle, Sunderland, Brentford, Fulham, Brighton. You'd have to finish above all of them. Because you're not going to finish above Chelsea. Everton aren't going to finish above Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Villa, City or Arsenal. So the top 6 is gone. The top 6 is absolutely gone for Everton. They're not going to get the top 6. But if you look at 7th spot, you've got Brentford, Newcastle, Sunderland, Everton, Fulham, maybe Brighton tomorrow. If Brighton win, they go back above Everton. So, again, you never know. Like I said, it is all so condensed, isn't it? It's all so condensed there. The race for the top 4, the race for Europe, the 5th, 6th, 7th spot. You know, the title race looks like it's kind of dusted. If anything, I actually think the relegation zone will hot up more towards the end of the season. And we might be looking at the relegation zone being maybe Leeds get pulled back in. Maybe we don't know what's happening with West Ham and Wolves. You know, who knows? There's plenty of teams still getting dragged into that bottom 3. But yeah, the race for Europe, the relegation zone, that is going to be the big stories as we enter the final few weeks, months of the Premier League season. Mr. Sharpovich, it's up for grabs now. Oh, don't say that. Oh, I hate it. Oh, Paul Slater, proper grind out result that for your other favourite club. Yeah. Well, hey, Everton win. What a shit weekend this is. Everton win. United win. Liverpool drop points. Arsenal are miles clear. Ugh. Just a shit time, innit? Right. Andy, I think we'll finish top 10, 9th or 8th. I think so too, mate. I agree. Somewhere around there for Everton. Shell need to get more players if we get Europe. What a weird weekend, said Vos Styler. But listen, the weekend is not yet done. The weekend's football is not yet over. We are going to be going to the AFCON. I won't be going to the AFCON, but I'm going to be watching the AFCON final. Senegal v Morocco. If you're not quite satisfied with the football you've watched this weekend, then I don't blame you, because let's be honest, the last few games have been pretty poor. 0-0 in the Wolves-Newcastle game, just 1-0 here. 0-0 in the Nottingham Forest game against Arsenal last night. It's been a game, or a weekend of very few goals on live telly. And hoping for some more goals in the Senegal v Morocco game, which is coming up in just 30 minutes time, 30 minutes to kick off in the AFCON final. Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, against the hosts, Morocco, the Atlas Lions. The 2 Lions of Africa. The 2 highest ranked teams in Africa, by the way. Morocco against Senegal. These are probably the 2 teams that everyone thought would make the final, and it is indeed the final. They've got there on low scoring games. So again, I'm not going to be surprised if it's going to be a tight and tense affair. Morocco have conceded just 1 goal all tournament. They've got 4 consecutive clean sheets. Senegal too, very, very few goals conceded all tournament. They are without their star centre-back, Kalidou Koulibaly, who's suspended for the final. But it's going to be a really, really good game. Yeah, hopefully you'll join me for... Listen, if you're an Everton fan, by the way, if you're an Everton fan, I'm sure you'll want to watch Iliman and Ndiaye, Idrissa Gana Gueye. They are playing. In fact, I will put the let's change the overlay. I can show you. Look at this. Look at that. Senegal v Morocco. Who's starting? Gana Gueye, Kamara, Iliman Ndiaye, Pape Gueye, Mane, Nicholas Jackson up front. They are your lineups for the AFCON. Who's starting at the back? Niakate, Sarr, Mendy and Diouf at the back. Edouard Mendy in goal, of course, as well. And then Morocco, it's Hakimi at right back, Bunu in goal, Messina, Agurd, Mazraoui at the back, Saibari, El Ayawi, Ezalzouli, El Kanous, El Kabi and Diaz up front. That is a very, very strong Morocco side and a very strong Senegal side, let's be honest. So yeah, hopefully you'll join me for the AFCON game. The link to join me in that is in the pinned comment in the chat. I'll be over there in about 10 minutes or so. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be over to the AFCON game. We'll be watching that together. It is on, is it Channel 4? Or is it on E4? I think it might be on E4. I think it is on E4. Is it on E4? Help me out, Key. It's on, yeah, E4. Channel 106 if you're watching on Sky or Virgin or whatever. Channel 106, you can watch African Cup of Nations final. And I will see you all in 10 minutes for the AFCON game. Senegal v Morocco. See you over there. Like I said, make sure you've clicked the link in the comments and you can join me.